Okay, here we go. This is part 2 of my testimony. And anyhow, we were all back together again, and we started doing acid. Did that pretty heavily, and he couldn't sleep, so you had to do barbiturates so you could sleep at night. And then he was groggy the next day, so you had to do speed. And it was just an endless circle, on and on and on. And one day I seen a bunch of friends of mine shooting up drugs, and I was actually shocked. I said, "Why? What do you guys shoot up for? We get high enough as it is." And a month or two later, I was jabbing a needle in my arm. So that went on and got worse. I started getting into the harder drugs, the heroin, crank, crystal meth, that's what crank is, and Dilaudid. That's kind of like a synthetic morphine. It's very powerful. And I was just lost. I was lost in space. And one day after a big binge of crystal meth, my friends wanted me to drop them off at a restaurant. I wasn't hungry. It was like 6 in the morning. And I was in the car playing a guitar. I can't play a guitar. I traded some guy, I think a gram of crank for an electric guitar. So I'm in there fiddling around, and before they went to the restaurant, they says, "Hey, we need to hide the drugs." So we lifted the hood, put them in the air cleaner, and they were going about 15, 20 minutes, and I was surrounded by squad cars. They come out, drug me out of the car, took me out to the hood, said, "Lift it, open the air cleaner." Here some woman was watching, and she seen what we did. Well, I went to court the next day. I didn't, I was 19 or 21, and I just knew, you used to plead no contest. So I went up, possession of marijuana, that's what they got me for. We had other drugs, hard drugs, that they did not find. It was up underneath the radio. Really lucky for that. And so now I think marijuana is like getting a ticket or something. Well, I got 4 months in jail, and did my time, Stark County Jail. That was a trip. It's an experience. It wasn't prison, but it was jail. Nowhere to run and hide. You had to deal with things. And I got out, got high the same day, started the whole routine over again. And about 5 months later, got busted again, possession of instruments. Went back out, did another 3 months, and got out again. And I thought I was a very good thief. And I used to steal 8-tracks, those big clumpy things, and 8-track players, and those cigarettes, tons of cigarettes, cartons, and steaks, and I would sell them. That's how I made money. And I thought, I'm going to steal color TV. We're going to the big time. And after a 3 or 4 hour day of stealing, my van was full of stuff. I went in and picked up color TV and walked out the front door. Made about 2 steps and somebody tapped me on the shoulder. Okay, busted again. Well, I plead out from grand larceny down to petty larceny. Got 6 months on weekends. And that's how my life went. I was a petty thief. Nothing big. I was just a hippie. That's all I was. Long hair down my back, beads, bell bottoms. Used to go to rock concerts. Oh, that was a major deal. A 3-day rock concert we turned into a week. We'd get there early, start partying outside the gate, and it was really bad. And I met my wife, and the girl I was living with, I kicked out of the house. And my last weekend, in jail for the color TV thing. I won't go into it, it's a long story. I went in under an alias. I went through the whole court system, they never found out. But she called, and you go into the tank there first before they take you back to the cell. And the warden came in the tank and said, "Hey Ray, how you doing?" I said, "My name ain't Ray." I was lying, what a liar. And he says, "We know who you are." And here she turned me in. And I was on probation. I thought I was going to prison this time. But I skimmed through that too. Finally, I got married. And we was on welfare. I thought, why not get over? It's free, government money. Let's get it. I was always about getting over. What can I get for free? My wife says, "You want food stamps? You go get in line. I'm not." She had more pride than I did. And I don't know how, but we had no money, and we started a business in the basement of our house. And over, I don't know, 7, 8, 10 years, we ended up with one property that's around 80,000 square feet. It's retail. And then we got another one that was, I think, 30,000 square feet in another city. And I wasn't a millionaire or really rich. I felt rich because I went from welfare to, I don't know, we had sales. It was up there. But my problem was I had no restraint. We'd buy new cars every year. One year about 3, brand new. Foolish. It's crazy. Bought a new house, bought toys and all that. Didn't prepare for retirement. That's why I'm 66 and I'll work till I die. And that's okay. I can live with it. That's the hand I dealt myself. And I don't mind. And after many years, my wife finally gave up. She was a Christian. She went to the Lord and said, "I'm done. I tried to stand beside my man. I prayed for him. He's not changing. I can't do it anymore. If you want me to stay with him, you'll have to do something." So she came to an understanding somehow that her last chance effort would be an intervention. Well, they took me in the hospital for some small thing. They said my daughter scraped her knee or something and I had to pick her up. So I went in there and walked down the hallway and some doctor popped out this room and he says, "There's some people here that want to talk to you." I walked in the room 1 foot and I knew I was busted. And I had 2 thoughts. Let me say, to heck with these people. Didn't say it that way. I'm thinking this. And I left. Or should I sit down and con my way through this one? Because I stopped many times through the years till the dust settled and then I'd start up again. So I sat down. My wife started off. They had to write these little letters. And I was thinking, when she was reading hers, I would like to knock her teeth out. How could she do this to me? What was she trying to do? She's trying to save my life. That's how screwed up my thinking was. Then my sister went, my daughter, and then my 5-year-old son wasn't supposed to speak, but he's running around the room saying, "When's it my turn? When's it my turn?" So the doctor said, "Let him talk." So I picked him up, sat him on the end of the table, and he looked me in the eye. And he said, "When are you going to stop drinking and be my dad?" That was the nail in the coffin. I started crying like a little baby. I don't remember crying for decades. I was probably too numb. And they stopped the intervention. I guess that was the break they were looking for. And went in for rehab. My wife told him, I know he won't go in. Her car was in the parking lot at the hospital with her clothes in it. She wasn't going home because she knew I wouldn't go in. But for some unknown reason, I went in. And I still didn't think I had a problem. I thought I just liked to party more than most. Excuse me. But on the third day in there, I started surveying my life. And I thought, well, that's insane what I do. And I knew I had a problem. So after rehab, I didn't believe in God. I thought it was a fairy tale. I just didn't think about it. Just in AA and this rehab thing, it was about a higher power. You have to believe in something more than yourself. I mean, the meaning of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and think there's going to be a change. So you had to get with outside yourself. I wouldn't go with God. And so I quit. It was 3 years I quit. Still was an angry man. I think they referred to it as having a dry drunk. You have the attitude of a drunk, but you're sober. So that's a very, very brief summary of 25 years of addiction, and lots of other stuff happened. But I don't want to drag this on. I want to get to the good part. And you'll see that coming up in part 3, a life-changing event. Thanks for listening.